Hello darlings, for today's video I'll be creating a blue, green, and yellow look inspired by pineapples. To get started, I'm priming my face with the Touch & Soul No Problem Priming Water. I like to use an oil-based primer before filling in my brows with pomade because it allows the product to glide on easier. The brow pomade I'm using today is by Mellow Cosmetics and it's in the shade Chocolate. I'm just taking my Bodyography brow brush and lining the top and bottom edges of my brows, filling in their natural shape. I'm also applying more product towards the tails so that the front is lighter than the ends. To clean up the top edge of my brows, I'm using a little bit of the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Fair Beige. To clean up the lower edge of my brows, I'm using the Plouise base in 0.5, which I'm then tapping all over my eyelid to act as my eyeshadow primer. I also applied some tape on the outer edge of my eye in order to create a shape with my shadow. For eyeshadow today, I'm using the Bperfect Cosmetics Carnival XL Pro palette in collaboration with staceymarie. I'm first picking up this blue shade called Make Waves and applying this to my crease and outer V, packing it on from the outer corner of my eye right against the tape to the inner corner. Next, I'm packing on this darker blue shade called Mood and applying this in the same place I applied the previous shade, creating my own shade by mixing the two. Once I have a good color payoff, I'm beginning to create a gradient by layering more shadows upwards so that they go from darkest to lightest. I find it easiest to apply shadows from dark to light. In my opinion, the technique gives me more control over placement so that I don't take the shadows too high and the blend appears more clean. I'm grabbing this green shade called The Hype and applying this along the upper edge of the blue shadow that we've already placed. This palette is so good that it basically blends itself, and by simply placing the shadow slightly on top of the blue, it's transitioning flawlessly. I'm gently blending using small circular motions. Meanwhile, I'm gripping my brush at the end of the handle in order to lessen the amount of pressure I'm applying. Next, I'm sweeping this yellow shade called Keen along the upper edge of that green we applied previously. This immediately brightens the look, lightening the top edge of the green and transitioning to yellow. Now that I'm done with all of the shadow placement on the crease and upwards, I'm cutting my crease. I'm creating a half cut crease, so that means I'm only cutting out half of my lid space. I'm using the JH42 brush, which is a small flat brush, and applying the Plouise base going from the inner corner of my eye, rounding it up into the crease, and stopping about 3/4 the way across my eye or just before my outer corner. When carving out the crease, the base tends to mix with the shadow, and in this case turn a hint of blue. So I'm just taking a little bit of makeup remover on a cotton swab and carefully removing the base that we just laid down. Then I'm applying more base, and as you can see, it appears more true to color after doing this. Now I'm just tapping out that outer corner area so that there aren't any harsh lines before applying the blue on top. I'm also applying a bit of the green right next to it, and then I'm filling in the rest of the blank lid space with the yellow shade. By doing this, there's not only a vertical gradient from the crease up, but also a horizontal one across the lid. Next, I'm just going back and forth tapping on the green and yellow so that they're nice and blended, and then I'm adding some glitter. First, I'm applying some NYX glitter primer on top of the yellow, and then I'm patting on some Pinky Petals glitter, which you can find on Amazon. Now I'm taking a break from my eyes and removing the tape to reveal a sharp line on the outer edge of my eye. I'm placing some concealer right outside the shadows so that I won't disturb it when applying my face makeup, and then I'm applying some foundation. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Pro Filtr Hydrating Longwear Foundation in the shade 110 and pouncing it on with the e.l.f. Total Coverage Sponge, which I've dampened to blend it in. Next, I'm applying the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Fair Beige underneath my eyes and onto the bridge of my nose to conceal and brighten those areas. This concealer does crease, so I do recommend setting it quickly after applying it. I'm taking a dry Morphe sponge and setting my under eyes with the Hourglass Veil powder. I'm also setting the rest of my face with a little bit of the same powder on the JH01 brush. Next, I'm quickly just spraying on some Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist, which will help to melt the powder into my skin, and letting that dry before moving on to the next steps. For my contour, highlight, and blush, I'm using the new Mellow Cosmetics Stardust Glow Palette in light medium. This palette is $34 and you can get it 10% off with my discount code TAYLOR. To contour, I'm applying the shade Dawn to the hollows of my cheeks, my jawline, and forehead using the JH05 brush. To highlight, I'm applying the shade Star to the highest points of my face, like the bridge and tip of my nose, cupid's bow, cheekbones, and above my brow using the JH09 brush. For blush, I'm applying the shade Delta to the apples of my cheeks and sweeping it upwards towards my hairline using the JH06 brush. I'm also sweeping a little bit of the contour shade onto the sides of my nose using the JH33 brush to give some warmth to the center of my face. Now to finish off my eyes, I'm applying the same blue, green, and yellow shades that we applied on the upper eyelid. So first I'm applying the blue with the JH40 brush, then I'm applying the green with the M506 brush, and finally I'm applying the yellow with the M562 brush. For my inner corner and brow bone highlight, I'm popping on this highlighter shade from the Carnival XL Pro palette called Fairplay. Next, I'm curling my lashes and applying some Pacifica Stellar Gaze mascara. I always do these steps before applying false lashes. The falsies I'm using today are the Visofree lashes in the style A07, which are available on AliExpress. Next, I'm tightlining with the Touch in Soul Style Black Gel Liner to help the false lashes blend in better, and then I'm applying the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in Punch to my waterline. To finish up the eyes, I'm applying some mascara to my lower lashes, and finally, it's time for lips. I'm first lining my lips with the Mellow Cosmetics Lip Pencil in Ava, and to finish off the look, I'm adding a creamy lip stain called Hola from TheBalm Cosmetics. And that completes this pineapple-inspired look. Let me know your favorite fruit in the comments below, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time!